Today we're going to take a look at Lesson 12 of Module 3. The objective says, subtract fractions greater than or equal to 1. Question number 1 says, subtract 2 1/4 minus 3/4. We'll set up the problem over here to the side. We have 2 1/4 minus 3/4. You can't take 3/4 away from 1/4, so you need to regroup. So you're going to take the 2 and make it a 1. Now, when you bring 1 over here, you're actually bringing another 4/4 because 4/4 equals 1. So let's take the 4/4 and add it to the 1/4. Now you have 5/4. Now you can do the subtraction. 5/4 minus 3/4 equals 2/4. 1 minus nothing is 1, and 1 and 2/4 can be simplified to 1 and 1/2. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 says, Nigel wrote the following: 6 1/6 minus 2 5/6 equals 4 4/6, which then can equal 4 2/3 when you simplify it. Is Nigel's calculation correct? Draw a diagram to support your answer. Let's start by writing the problem out. It says 6 1/6 minus 2 5/6 equals 4 4/6. If you take a look at first the 6 and 2, 6 minus 2 is 4. However, you shouldn't do the subtraction of the whole numbers until you have solved for the fractions. Now, the problem here says 1/6 minus 5/6, which truly you cannot do. You cannot take a bigger fraction away from a smaller fraction. Regrouping would have to be done here. However, what Nigel did in his problem is he flipped the two fractions. He moved the 5/6 to the top and he subtracted 1/6 to get 4/6. For that reason, Nigel's calculation is incorrect. Here is what the problem should have looked like. 6 1/6 minus 2 5/6. You would have to regroup to start, and the 6 would become a 5. You would be adding, by regrouping, a 6/6 to this fraction. 6/6 plus 1/6 would equal 7/6. 7/6 minus 5/6 would equal 2/6. And 5 minus 2 would equal 3. If we then simplified it, we could also bring it down to 3 1/3. Therefore, Nigel's calculation is incorrect. 6 1/6 minus 2 5/6 is equal to 3 2/6, or 3 1/3. Let's take a look at question number 3. Question number 3 says, Jerry mixed up 14 2/3 gallons of chili for a party. If 8 3/4 gallons of chili was mild and the rest was extra spicy, how much extra spicy chili did Jerry make? Let's underline the important information in this question. First, we know that he had a total of 14 2/3 gallons of chili for a party, and 8 3/4 of the gallons was mild. So what we need to do is solve how much extra spicy chili did Jerry make. So let's solve. He has a total of 14 2/3 gallons of chili. 8 3/4 gallons of the chili was mild, and the rest was extra spicy. So now what we need to do is we need to subtract. However, the first problem that we have here is the denominators in our fraction are not the same. So what we need to do is find a common denominator for our fractions. Our denominators are 3 and 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. So let's change these fractions to each have a denominator of 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 3 is 9. So now we have common denominators, but our fractions cannot be subtracted. You cannot take 9/12 away from 8/12. Now we must regroup. 14 is going to become 13 because we're going to bring the value of 1 over to our top fraction, And 1 is going to be equivalent to 12 twelfths, because 12 is our denominator and 12 twelfths is equivalent to 1. 8 twelfths plus 12 twelfths equals 20 twelfths. And 20 twelfths minus 9 twelfths is going to equal 11 twelfths. Now we can subtract 13 minus 8. 13 minus 8 is 5. So now we know that Jerry made 5 and 11 twelfths gallons of extra spicy chili. This concludes this question. If you have any questions about subtracting fractions greater than or equal to 1 from Lesson 12, please bring them to our next class.